Jim Matt Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions. Presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
The biggest moments.
One man to beat up the right sideline.
See ya, baby.
99-yard touchdown run.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships.
The biggest stories from area high school sports. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Alongside the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, here's Hunter Vaughn.
We are back after a small hiatus here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. As we took some time off for the holidays, I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. And again, this is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Zimbrick Honda's been a part of the Madison community since 1973. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at two convenient Madison service locations, one on Fish Hatchery Road and the other on Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? At Zimbrick Honda, buy 3 tires and get the 4th for how much, Dennis?
$1.
That's right, just $1. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. We're definitely through the football season now, Dennis. We are completely into our winter sports now. We did our PrepMania Weekly Wrapped a few weeks back, going into the end of the year to look back at 2025, and we are on into 2026. And there's been some great basketball already.
Oh, well, I got to spend 3 days at Mequon for the Wisconsin Basketball Yearbook, doing the PA for 12 games, and wow, some talent. Freedom is the real deal. Donovan Davis, he's not the only one on that team, though.
No.
Slinger, got to see the brothers Conan again. Joey had 33 in the second game they played, but he'd already gotten the most valuable player the game before, so we had to give it to somebody else. You don't want somebody winning it twice, so we picked a really good one for that one, but yeah, I saw some great basketball. Wayzata, Minnesota, one of the top teams there, got to play. We got to see two future Iowa State teammates, Yusuf Gray from West South Central, Christian Wiggins from Wayzata, and that was a good matchup. And then I saw Nick Light play the Minnesota team again, too, the second day. Beaver Dam was one of the local team we had that played very well there. That's a team to watch. Good shooters. And we were commenting, sitting on the sidelines, just watching that as a fan, that when guys know their roles and they play, that's a team that's always been good shooting. Never a lot of height, it seems, but oh boy, they were dynamite in those 2 games they played there.
Yeah, and that's a team in Beaver Dam leads well into kind of looking at where things stand right now in the basketball season, as most of these teams have played 8 to maybe they've gotten 9-10 games so far in the season. You get the weather issues, snow, things like that, cancellations, they postpone games, move things around, but everybody's played about 8 to 10 games so far this season. So as we kind of look at where things stand currently, we'll start on the boys side with the Badger Large Conference and those Beaver Dam Golden Beavers. They're 4-0 in Badger Large Conference play, they're 2-1. They're 4-0 at home. Trying to get used to the website on Go Bound where I pull up this information. So just read the wrong column there for a second. They're 2-1 in Badger Large Conference play. That technically puts them into second place, as DeForest is 2-0. But there's really those top 4 teams between DeForest, Milton, Waunakee, a team that was at state last year, and then Beaver Dam. Those 4 teams are really going to be battling it out in the Badger Large through this entire season, I think.
Yeah, DeForest, that's a surprise. They knocked off Stevens Point 47-46. They've already beaten Milton, one of the teams that's 2-1, and that was a 28-point win. That was pretty impressive. They had a couple of postponements going on. The Baraboo game got postponed to later in January. Let's see, they played Pewaukee. That was a tough game. They lost. That was the championship game of the Kettle Moraine High School hosted a tournament. That was a good thing about the tournament season. Now, some of the teams were a few years ago starting to try to play more Thanksgiving. It's football.
Yep.
I hate those. That should be a separation time. We'll take some breaks. But the holiday tournament, when the schools are off for 2 weeks, and most of them were off for 2 weeks, there's some great ones at WBY. We did the 608 tournament. We had some really good games there, some great players. And you look boys and girls across the state. But DeForest kind of the early surprise there in the Badger Large.
Yeah, and then moving to the Badger Small Conference, and you look at the standings there. Right now, you have 2-2-0 teams in conference play with Sauk Prairie and McFarland. McFarland sitting at 6-1 for the boys right now. Sauk is at 5-3. Another team that we're going to talk about here, Mount Horeb. They're 5-3, 1-1 in conference play, but they've played a tough non-conference schedule. And then two within that, this is a really good Badger Small Conference this year, and I think we're going to see 3, maybe 4 teams that are going to be the ones kind of battling out for that conference title.
Yeah, again, just calling that one up here. A team watched Sauk Prairie. They beat Mount Horeb 82-80 in overtime, and Josh Manchester 58 points. But when Mount Horeb played against Slinger at the 608 tournament, they really did a number taking him out. There were times there were 3 or 4 guys on Josh. I think he had first 9 points of the game, ended up with 13 for the game. So they got to find another score. If they get 3 scores there, and you can't double and triple team Josh, that'll make a difference, I think. But McFarland, when McFarland plays Mount Horeb, that's going to be a big one. And then again, Sauk starting out 2-0. Otherwise, Stoughton, Fort Atkinson, Edgewood, new coach. There's some growing pains. 2 of the best players ended up going to prep schools, so we got to give them a little bit of time to gel. But it's going to be a fun league, I think.
Yeah, and you think about for a team like Mount Horeb, like Josh Manchester's going to do great things. He's going to score a ton of points. They're going to be in just about every single game. But if they can't figure out a way to get somebody else going offensively and consistently for them offensively, when you look at the teams that are in their sectional, you've got Beaver Dam, New Berlin West, Wauwatosa West, DeForest, who we just said has been a surprise. McFarland's a really great team at 6-1. Milton, Baraboo, and then Sauk too. Again, those are teams that they're going to, besides the New Berlin teams, the other teams I listed there, they could see them in the regional depending on the way things seed here. I like those other teams better because I know they can score in different ways, and there's a chance that for as great as Mount Horeb can be, they may not make it out of their regional because of that issue of just like, I don't know who else is going to show up offensively for them. Hayden Anderson, really great defensive player. He's a great center for them. Doesn't always have that consistent scoring that you see for a guy that should be your number 2 option.
Yeah, we saw that at the 608. He was their player of the game when they ended up losing to Slinger. Started to score a little bit more inside. Again, he was one of the football players that takes a month or so to get their legs. We'll see what happens with the conference. But you were mentioning McFarland. It was a Garrett Kroll and Eli Kruger. 37 points between them. You got 2 guys there. Mm-hmm. So who do you stop? And then after that, Joe Fortune's a 9.5 score. So they got 3. I think you got to have 3 scores, guys that can pick it up. The teams that average, that have 5 starters in double figures, those are the best ones because who do you stop on any given night? A guy could score 20, and those are hard teams to defend. Mount Horeb's a little bit easier to defend because you know what Josh can do, but what makes him so effective is he makes his free throws, he gets some steals, and he makes his layups. A lot of guys, it's great if you get a steal and going for a layup, but if you clank it off the rim, it doesn't do you any good.
Yep.
And he seems to finish. That's why you like going to watch the college or pro teams when they warm up. They never miss in warm-ups. It's like boom, 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 automatic. It's that muscle memory. And so I think Mount Horeb, that's a team to watch because coming in, they were top 10, and now they've dropped out of the poll because of a couple of losses.
Yeah, and I say that about Mount Horeb for their scoring, but because of how good of a scorer Josh Manchester is, we see it in the NCAA tournament all the time. If you've got one guy that can just take over a game and all of a sudden start hitting stuff from nearly half court, he could go for 40 in a game, and all of a sudden they're in a sectional final.
The other thing that's good, though, is they play such great pack line defense.
Yeah.
Coach Nessheim has been a great proponent of that. And that whole Badger small, and the Badger in general has been a tough a lot of times I'll go to games and I'll say first team to 50 will win, and people look at me. I go, this is a football conference too.
Yeah.
You play physical. You've got some good scores, but defense is primary. And if you got, you say one person that can take it over, somebody that can take it now in the overtime loss to Sauk. Josh didn't take the last shot. He passed it off to Chapman, who rimmed one. But he can. Alex can make those shots too. So, you got to kind of get the pieces in early. It's interesting. Who are you playing? Are you playing different styles? When we get to February, that's when we're going to do our poll. We'll start talking about who's hot and who's not. Then you got to start paying attention to those teams that have figured out the right combinations, and we find out what their go-to.
Yep. And then finishing up for the boys' side of things here, the Big 8 conference. Middleton and Verona are both 5-0. You've got Madison Memorial sitting right now at 4-1. La Follette's not far behind at 3-2. All four of those teams are so good. I wouldn't be shocked if we're talking about them come sectional weekend because of how good these teams are. Now, granted, they're all in the same sectional, but my point being, this is going to be just a slugfest for the conference itself. Then they're all going to be seeing each other when it comes to the postseason with how well these teams are playing. And I think Middleton's really been the surprise because you would have thought, oh, you lose Will Garlock. He's playing for the Badgers, playing significant minutes for them off of the bench as well. You'd expect them to kind of take a little bit of a dip this year, but Kevin Bavery's such a great coach in Middleton. They're chugging along. They're 6-1 on the season, 5-0 in conference.
You had a chance to see them play against La Follette, and they were down double digits second half of that game, but they're really good shooters. And unfortunately, they're going to be playing with some heavy hearts. Jackson Guerrero, the three-sport athlete, his dad Jamie passed away during the holiday break. Our condolences out to the family. There was a tremendous turnout for his wake. He was such a big baseball guy, and Jackson's going to go play baseball at UW La Crosse next year. But he came after that game over the weekend, and he's playing on a mission now with his dad gone. And I think his teammates. This is where having a team, and you saw it in swimming, you saw it in a band, where you have that second family when things happen, guys come together. And that Middleton team is just playing so well defensively. They can shoot the ball, and they have to play up-tempo because, again, you lose the Garlock. It was just a couple of years ago, the smallest starter was 6'4". Now Joey Paseglia had to come off from the football team to give him a little bit of height. He's only, 6'3"?
Yeah.
And he's like the second tallest guy on the team. But they can shoot it, and they can play some pretty good defense. But Memorial, and then that next Tuesday, Middleton, Verona. And here's another team. Verona loses all 5 starters. And you say, well, what are they going to do this year? So they started out 5-0 in conference, 7-1 overall, and they've been ranked in the poll pretty much all year.
Yeah, as we look at the current standings throughout the area conferences, we transition over to the girls' side of things. But first, I got to tell you about Stoughton Health, as they've been providing trusted care close to home, and they are proud to support the student athletes from around the area. From rehab to ortho care, Stoughton Health provides comfort and convenience locally. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to learn more today. We start with the Badger Large for the girls' side, and this is another one like on the boys' side, the Badger Large. It's going to be an awesome stretch at the end of the season here where you've got Wanakee, a team that was in the sectional final last year, and they're 9-1. They're 4-0 in conference play. Beaver Dam, that perennial power that they have for girls basketball up there in Beaver Dam, is 8-2. They're 3-0 in conference play. And then Monona Grove, they're 7-2, 4-0 in conference play. All three of these teams, they're going to play each other here multiple times, so that things will figure itself out. But you've got 3 great teams, 3 teams that all are thinking right now, hey, we could make it up to the Resch Center here if things kind of go our way.
Well, I like it. Sidney Glenn's averaging about 17 points a game for Monona Grove. They have 4 starters in double figures right now, and that's a team coming in. We weren't quite sure what they were going to be able to do this year, but so far, so good. And you take again, Oregon. Well, they've always been a good team. How many teams have they taken to the sectional play? So MG is the team though. MG and Beaver Dam. I talked to the Spash coach because they're playing Middleton tomorrow, a game we're doing, and Janelle McCarville said she really liked the Beaver Dam team. Remember, they had that stretch of state championships under Tim Chase. Then, unfortunately, the pandemic year, they could have won 4 in a row. Now I think they're back up in that elite status, 3-0, 8-2 overall. And Wanakee, Tessa Bryan, has just been phenomenal. 2 30-point games in their tournament. Wow, and and you better bring your A game. I mean, but again, these are all teams that could contend and make long runs.
They absolutely could. As we continue on looking at the girls' conferences, the Badgers' small conference, then Edgewood, they're 4-0 in the conference play. I mean, Mount Horeb's 3-1, Sauk Prairie's 2-1. They might have some solid games here, but like this Edgewood machine, I mean, we just saw them on Saturday play a Division I Vel Phillips Memorial. We'll talk a little bit more about the Big 8 in a few moments here, but Edgewood was just so good in that game. I expect them to just run away with the Badger small.
Yeah, you look at Anna Miller, 26, but who was the star of that game early?
I mean,
Beanie Thompson.
I was going to say her sister Juju
and then
as
her
a freshman
sister coming off. That was a matchup where Juju had started, but in the last couple of games, when they have size, they bring in their a little bit of size at 6 foot, but 5'3". She plays a lot bigger than 5'3", and it's maybe their version of Ronnie Porter. I got to watch Ronnie play yesterday. And how about the Badger women? We got to just transition to college there a little bit. They got a big win over Penn State yesterday, and Ronnie, she rebounds, and that was Juju's the same way. And it's fun going Thompson to Thompson. For assists, she gave her sister a lot of assists. I think at Beanie saying, "Give it to me, I'll get you an assist." And that was the way they ran it. And they've got 3 or 4 other potential scorers on that team too. But when you get 2 players, Anna's committed to Wisconsin, Beanie's going to be playing somewhere, I'm sure, down the road. You got 2 good go-to players that are so good. They were the 2 best players on the floor against Memorial, a D1 team.
A D1 team that, by the way, as we go to the Big 8 conference, they're 7-1 in conference play. They're 9-3. Memorial had one of their losses being against Edgewood on Saturday, and Memorial beat Verona, who's 7-1 in conference play, snapping a winning streak for Verona in Big 8 conference play.
It was 57, I think.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous number that they had gotten to. La Follette's still right there at 6-2. Janesville Craig at 5-2 as well. So still very early in these conference runs, but there's a lot of great teams and a lot of great basketball here in the Madison area. So we're going to be covering it here all through the winter. We're going to cover you all the way up through state. I know we'll have all 5 state championship games again like we do. We'll cover all of the postseason through the sectionals like we always have here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. And when we can, when the Bucks aren't on the air and things like that, have games on the radio as well. But that's why you want to hit that subscribe button on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. That way then you get notified if you push that bell too every time we go live, anytime we upload any videos. That way then you don't miss any of our PrepMania action this year. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going to unveil a initial early version of our Pizza Hut power rankings. We'll have some more information on what that's going to look like throughout the season, but I've got my Pizza Hut power rankings, and Dennis is going to critique them next here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Game day in Wisconsin calls for a big play. The Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium one-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. All for just $19.99. That's enough for you to feed your whole lineup and the fans before kickoff. Hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, even tavern style. Pizza Hut has something for every seat in the stadium. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the app. Fuel your game day with the Big Dinner Box. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
At Hooper Service, your comfort is important. From keeping you cozy warm to comfy cool with the ultra-quiet, energy-efficient Carrier Infinity Home Comfort System. Plus, join our Home Comfort Priority Plan and keep your air conditioner and furnace running at peak performance year after year. Enjoy priority service and extra savings that really add up. Hooper is here with 24-hour heating, cooling, plumbing, and fire protection service for your home and business. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Hooper.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
What's it like to have a 20-plus year business technology relationship with James Imaging Systems? Listen to Doug Brown, Assistant Executive Director with the Dane County Humane Society.
It feels like having an extra person on our own team that's coming to take care of us.
Tell us more.
Their ability to help us with our problems, whether it's proactively planning to prevent problems or when a problem arises, they're always right here to help us get things going again.
So the benefit of working with James Imaging Systems?
It's one less thing to worry about. It just makes us feel like we're in good hands, makes us feel like we have somebody who is on our side and genuinely trying to help us accomplish our daily tasks.
Doug, would you recommend James to others?
I would 100% recommend James Imaging Systems to anybody who is looking for somebody to help them with their copiers, their printers, their services on their existing equipment. We've been happy for decades.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Matt, when we were out at the Packer game, your friend even admitted that he checks out mentally when you start to tell him
he did
recipes. Yes. I don't even bring up food around you anymore because I don't. It's too much.
And Thomas is a terrible cook, so he can't follow the recipes anyway.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Celebrate the season of Audi at Audi Madison. Take advantage of 1.99% APR for 72 months when you purchase a 2025 Audi Q5 Quattro. National customer credit is good towards the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but only available until January 5th. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Ho, ho, ho!
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Continuing on, Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the dancing dean, Dennis Semrau.
Rock. It's like I expect to hear some AC/DC from a man on.
Well, we can't play any of the copyrighted music. That's a new change since
right.
we've been off here. So can't play any of that type of music because otherwise we get headaches with Spotify and YouTube, and it's a whole thing. So you won't be hearing any of that well-known music. It's all going to be royalty-free music now going forward.
I'll take that. That's okay, pretty good too.
Perfect. Good. Some of the other hosts haven't been too happy about that, so I'm glad you're happy about that, Dennis.
We can't hear any Taylor.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm upset. I can't play any Taylor Swift anymore. This is Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I teased it before the break. We will be having, like if you followed our show at all throughout the football season, we had our media poll for the football teams throughout the state. For basketball, we're kind of paring that down a little bit. Instead of ranking the teams throughout the entire state, we're going to be doing our Pizza Hut power rankings throughout the basketball season. So there will be a panel of us that will be power ranking the top 10 boys teams and girls teams, and this will just be for teams that are in the Badger Large, the Badger Small, the Big 8 Conference, and then the Capital Conference as well. So the Dane County area teams. And these are going to be the 10 teams that we feel like are playing the best at this moment throughout the season. So you'll want to follow the ESPN Madison social media accounts. We'll be posting it there starting next week on Monday. We'll also then be talking about it here on our PrepMania PrepMania Weekly show. So for this first kind of iteration of it, an early preview, I put together my Pizza Hut power rankings of the top 5 teams from those conferences so far throughout the season. Dennis is going to be just giving his critique of these top 5 teams that I have. So Owen, can we get some music and get the power ranking feeling going? Perfect. It's basketball season, some basketball music. Starting on the girls' side of my Pizza Hut power rankings. At number 5, I have the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers. Then number 4, I have Vel Phillips Memorial. I know that they had that tough loss to an Edgewood squad who's very good, but I feel like they're still playing some really great basketball. They snapped that winning streak that Verona had. I feel really good, and I'm still really high on this Vel Phillips Memorial Spartan squad for the girls' side on my Pizza Hut power rankings. Number 3, I have the Verona Wildcats. Because of that loss that Memorial had, even though Memorial won the head-to-head so far, I'm putting Verona up ahead of them in my top 5. Then number 2, it's got to be Edgewood for me, Dennis. They're playing such good basketball. I know their record isn't what you would necessarily expect it to be if you're just looking at the standings and the box score of, oh, they're 7-4. Like, so far in their season, they've played 11 games. 7 of them have been against teams that have an above 500 record, and they're 4-3 in those games. They've played really tough teams so far this season. I really like Edgewood. And then at number 1, the team that was in the sectional final last year lost to Arrowhead. Arrowhead that is now a nationally ranked team. I've got Wanakee at number 1. They've won 8 in a row. They're playing great basketball. I don't know if I'll knock Wanakee off at number 1 anytime soon. What do you think of my girls' top 5, where I've got Beaver Dam, Memorial, Verona, Edgewood, and then Wanakee?
Yeah, I like Beaver Dam, Latoya. You've got a little history there. Another, where is she? Number 31, Latoya. Natalia, actually, Donaldson, the senior, averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds a game, going to UW Milwaukee, where her older sister went. She's kind of the driving force. Again, I asked the Stevens Point coach about her. She was just amazing. She said that's best. But you look at who you got number 1. Wanakee. Yeah. And I think last year they got so close. Remember, they were down. They got some good three-point shooting.
Just couldn't hit their free throws late.
In the overtime is what cost them. They also had, I think, 2 or 3 players fall out there.
Yeah.
A couple of three-point shooters. But, Wanakee's, we're playing with a little chip on their shoulder because they thought they should have made state last year. And Arrowhead, I mean, that's premier. I've got them ranked number 1 in my Division I poll.
Yeah, I mean,
but I've got Wanakee. I think I've got them 5th in my poll this week. Because Arrowhead is just so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, Arrowhead, they are ranked in the top 25 in Max Preps nationally.
Yep.
That's how good that Arrowhead squad is for the girls' side. So, yeah, they're incredible. But, again, I've got Wanakee number 1 in my Pizza Hut power rankings.
Yeah, I agree with the Verona Memorial of Follett is going to see who wins that one. Between, they got to play each other, twice. And Memorial was, you beat Verona, and hey, wait a minute, what happened? And Marcus Flowers was telling me, those girls, you got to play hard all the time. He said they kind of took that one a little bit for granted, and La Follette ate their lunch that day. So they're out for revenge the next time they play. And if we can't get to that one, maybe I hope that's an off night and I can get over to watch that one because that'll be a great matchup.
Yeah, and then, again, this is our Pizza Hut Power Rankings here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Browse their car selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. Now for our boys' power rankings. I'm going to go through these a little bit quickly here, Dennis, as we'll be joined in our next segment by the head coach of the Lake Mills L-Cats, Steve Hicklin. And speaking of Lake Mills, they come in at number 5 for me. They've won back-to-back games since their loss to Freedom, but Freedom's just an absolute power right now this year with Donovan Davis, one of the best players, not only in the state, but one of the top players in the entire country. So Lake Mills at number 5. Number 4, I've got the Blue Devils of Lodi. They've won 5 games in a row. I think they're playing really great basketball in the Capital Conference. I have Lodi at number 4. Number 3, McFarland, 6-game winning streak. They've been on a roll since they lost to Milton. Milton's a squad who I don't have here in my top 5 in case Riley Yauk is tuning in right now wondering where the Red Hawks are. If I was doing a top 10, I'd probably put Milton in there, but I've got the McFarland in at number 3. Number 2, it's Steve Collins' Vel Phillips Memorial squad. 6 games in a row since they had that kind of surprising loss to Verona at the beginning of the year, but they're playing great basketball. The Ligon brothers are awesome. There's a reason why I put them on our thumbnail for the YouTube stream here. That Memorial squad is out for revenge after that loss in the regional final to Sun Prairie East, and they're on a roll. And then number 1, speaking of teams who are on a roll, it's the Beaver Dam Golden Beavers. You were impressed with them when you saw them. I've been impressed from what I've seen on the Golden Beavers. I'd really actually want to go up and try and catch a game of theirs this year with how good they are. Or even just watch them on Daily Dodge, where you can stream this show as well. But the Golden Beavers, I think they're one of the best. They're the best team in my mind in boys basketball in the Madison area.
Well, 6-game win streak. Their one loss was a 2-point loss at Waunakee, so on the road. And you take a look at their stats. They're very good shooters, but they kind of keep an eye on. Yeah, he played really well last year. E.J. Soletto, averaging 21 points a game. Parker Blank, he tore it up on the football field. Boy, he doesn't take a back seat in basketball. He's averaging 16 points and 4 boards a game. And then Isaiah Younger, another double-figure scorer, and Ben Wittenbett. So they got 4 guys in double figures. And also the coach's kid, Jason Landren, he's at 7.2. He's a player too. So they got a solid group of starters, a couple of guys off the bench. They played 2 very good games at the Wisconsin Basketball Yearbook. And, number 1. And Matt, we can't wait to see Madison Memorial, though, with the Twins.
Yes, absolutely. They're a great team. So I'm glad that you feel fairly good about it. It feels good when I know that the dean of area high school sports agrees with my power ranking. Again, that's our Pizza Hut power rankings for the girls and boys basketball season. We will have that every week here on PrepMania Weekly going forward. And if you're looking for something that can deliver a winning play this season, well, just get Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box, and it is back. 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and a dessert starting at just $19.99. Feed your crew before the game, after the game, or while you watch. The Triple Treat Box, only at Pizza Hut. Order now at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, the official pizza of PrepMania. When we come back, we're joined by the head coach of the Lake Mills L-Cats, Steve Hicklin, right here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
More of Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly coming up next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Wondering if statins are right for you? Join Stoughton Health Cardiology for a free online talk on Wednesday, January 14th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. You'll get a straightforward overview on how statins lower cholesterol, their benefits, and possible risks, giving you practical knowledge to support conversations with your healthcare provider. Register at stoughtonhealth.com.
I worried about starting over. I knew I was interested in IT, specifically the cloud program, but I didn't have any technical training in that field. Now, at Madison College, I'm surprising myself. I really love the atmosphere of this campus, and my instructors make learning hands-on and engaging. My advice to others? Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. There's more to your story at Madison College. Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing, a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
That's Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him across ESPN Wisconsin.
Before you even get to the honest trade, I believe they're going to exhaust every other option of increasing the productivity of this team before they ever consider trading him, and then we'll revisit in June.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Happy New Year and happy new engagement. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. You have heard me talk about corporate, fundraising, and even casino events, but we are also amazing wedding DJs. Never cheesy and always the perfect fit for the perfect couple. Please let us help you narrate your wedding day love story while playing an amazing soundtrack that will rock your dance floor. Create lifelong memories of your one special day. Do it right and do it with CelebrationsEntertainment.com. That's CelebrationsEntertainment.com.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Want to move better, play faster, and compete at a higher level? Train where Wisconsin's top athletes go. Total Athlete Performance. From middle school phenoms to the pros, TAP is Madison's #1 destination for speed, power, and athleticism. Their proven systems, expert coaches, and cutting-edge equipment help you dominate your sport. Can't make it in? Train anywhere with the TAP mobile app. Spots are filling fast, so don't wait. Visit tapwisconsin.com to schedule your free athletic assessment today.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
We continue on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, as it is now time for our Midwest Financial Group Coaches Profile, as we're now joined by the head coach of the Lake Mills L-Cats, Steve Hicklin. Steve, thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight. I know Dennis told me you guys just wrapped up some practice here tonight.
Yeah, we had a late practice tonight, getting ready to head over to New Glarus tomorrow for a good little Tuesday tilt with those guys. But yeah, happy to be here with you guys. This is the probably the least scared I've been talking to the dean in my life. It's usually not a good thing, but tonight we'll take it.
It's always good to talk to you, Coach. You got a great program over there, and Hunter actually wants to talk to you about something about your playing days.
Well, yeah. So, like, obviously, anytime we interview a coach and I Google you guys, I didn't realize that you won a couple of national titles in your college playing days. So I wanted to start there. As for our profiles, we like to kind of get some background on the coaches. So if you could just, tell us about that and what you learned then as playing on some national championship teams that you take now to being a coach.
Yeah, I had an opportunity my first 2 years at Stevens Point to play for Jack Bennett, his final 2 years. So he was one of the big reasons I chose to go to Stevens Point, because I wanted a future in coaching, and I thought who better to learn from in the state than Coach Bennett. And so redshirted the first year that we won the national title, and then I was playing as a freshman and had a couple of guys get injured in front of me and ended up starting the national championship game by the end of that redshirt freshman year, but just learn a ton about, toughness and motion offense and, all those things that are kind of hallmarks of the Bennett family. And, Coach Bennett has, some of his own little twists that, I was able to learn from too. So, he's a big part of like my coaching philosophy today is some of that same stuff that, he was doing in the 90s and 2000s in Stevens Point.
Now, for that national championship, was that still when they were playing down in Salem, Virginia? Yes. Okay. Yep. I went to UW Oshkosh and covered when they had their run that would have been 2018. So I wasn't sure if they had moved it or anything for those. So, speaking of then, playing in those high level games, your program has gotten to the Kohl Center a couple of times, hasn't been able to get over the hump of that semifinal game. So from having that experience for you as a player of playing in those games and your team has gotten there, how do you guys get over that kind of that semifinal hump to get to that championship Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had that answer last year. You get there and you're going to play somebody really, really good is the tough part about it. And so our first year we made it, we started 5 guards and ran into a 7-foot D1 recruit, which was a tough matchup for us, right? And then the second time we went, we ran into the beginning of the Pewaukee dynasty. That was their first state title. We were playing in Division II that year. And then, last year Milwaukee Academy of Science is kind of on a mission to finish it off. So you got to have a lot of really good players. But what I think I've kind of realized is, that the defense is so much more important when you get to that level, because you have to give yourself a little bit of room for error, a little bit of wiggle room, because you're not going to have your best offensive performance against some of these really, really talented teams. So your defense needs to be able to keep you in games and help you weather some stretches when you're playing against some really tough defensive teams and turn around and do it to them too.
Well, you had a chance to go up against Freedom. That's your one loss this year. It's not just Donovan Davis. That's a pretty impressive program. But scheduling teams like that, I mean, it only helps if you play good teams, doesn't it, Coach? 20-point wins don't mean a lot early in the season, but those losses sometimes you can learn a lot. What did you guys, learn from that one?
Yeah, I mean, what we've always done is put the best teams on the schedule. You can't beat them unless you play them, and then you find out about yourself an awful lot in those games, right? Because you can feel really good about yourself playing against teams that aren't going to win a whole lot, but you overlook all these weaknesses that maybe you have. But we learned a lot about defensive intensity. I think against them we were a little bit lax on some of their role players. Vandenberg had, I think, 26 on us. He led them in scoring. So they're more than just Donovan Davis, and they have a lot of guys that can kind of fill it up. That was, sort of what we've been building the last couple of weeks here is to get to that level. And, it's good to see it early on with the team that's had a lot of success against really good teams, beyond just us. So.
Now you got your rival coming on Friday. What's that like? And we know what it's like in football. For basketball, how special is that rivalry with teams just literally across the street from each other?
It's great because you got 2 games on the schedule that are going to be sold out, jam-packed. Like that's a rare experience, I think, for high school kids these days is having a jam-packed gym, with all the streaming that's going on now and all the other entertainment options. But, we got 2 that there's going to be standing room only, and those are great memories and experiences for them. So I always say we're fortunate. They push us to be better because, they're always kind of across the street and good, and we got to hold ourselves to high standards to compete with them, and hopefully it's the same for them.
Football's got the Slider Bowl. Do you guys have anything for basketball?
Yeah. We don't. Do you have any suggestions? I don't know. We got to get something going where we can get some food out of a win at least.
Yeah, I feel like, you guys could almost do, like, if they've got the sliders then, like, is there something you can do?
How about Culver's custard?
Well,
custard
yeah,
bowl.
you could do, like, the custard bowl. Like, you could do something like that for the dessert then. Yeah.
Get some pizza from the bowling alley involved.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. One of the other things, too, with that, for the Slider Bowl, the football teams just walk over. And, it's winter time now. There's ice in that. You guys don't just walk over to Lakeside Lutheran for your game, or do you guys still walk over?
No, we just meet you there, make sure you're there before the beginning of the JV game, and we kind of go. When Coach DeNoyer was coaching the boys team, one year he did put his team on the bus and drive across the street because he said, hey, this is our routine, and we got to keep our routine. And even though it's 30 seconds, like that's what we want to get off a bus and go play a game. So there's a lot of ways to do it. We just kind of show up and play.
Well, and for that game now against Lakeside Lutheran this Friday, as we're talking to the head coach of the Lake Mills L-Cats, Steve Hicklin, for our Midwest Financial Group Coaches Profile. They're led by Wesley Ron, 6'8" center. He's averaging over 21 points per game. How do you deal with trying to slow down a guy like that who has that size advantage and is doing, as well as he is for Lakeside?
Really, it's just team mentality. I mean, there's not anybody on our team that's going to stop him by themselves. And so, it's a challenge for all of us. Guards pressure the ball so they can't throw him like easy entry passes. If you're on the backside, be active so that you can steal a lob pass, right? So lots of different things that everybody can do to kind of defend him, because it's, at the end of the day, it's our 5 versus your 5. And I don't know, if I need to put 2 or 3 people's eyes on West, then that's what we're going to do. And, that's what we've tried to do in the last couple of years. But he's going to get points from offensive rebounds. He's going to get stuff in transition. He's just such a good player that he finds ways to impact the game no matter what you do with him.
On the other side, you guys have been known for the three-point shot. I remember a game you were up at Sauk Prairie. You think you came out at halftime and hit like 11. It's just like, oh my God, these guys are when they start in youth. It's like, okay, you better be able to shoot the three if you want to play varsity ball here.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're sitting watching all the games and seeing all the threes go in, and hopefully dreaming in their little heads of doing it one day. And we shoot a lot in practice and we shoot a lot in the summer. It's not just an accident. If we're going to shoot a lot of threes, which we do in my system, we better practice it a lot and get good at it, is kind of the way that we look at it. So it is kind of modern basketball now too. We used to be a little more of an outlier with the number of threes we shot, but we're a little bit more of a normal team now.
And you want to talk about Wolling, your star in football. You have to be the one sitting every week going, don't get hurt. As a quarterback, he's going to take some shots, but you want to talk about his performance so far for you?
Yeah, it is a little nerve-wracking when he's playing football, but Tyler's also like dealing out a lot of the pain when he's on the football field. So you almost worry more for the other kids that are playing against him than you do about him. But he's a fantastic basketball player too. He's had multiple triple doubles in his career. He had one a couple of weeks ago. I think against Sauk Prairie actually was the triple double that he had. But he's averaging like 16, 10, and 8 assists and 3 steals, and just kind of does everything. Super competitive, raises everybody else's level of competition in practice every day. So he pushes everybody to get better. And awesome leader, great kid too.
Besides Tyler, who are some of the other guys that, when fans are watching or listening to Dennis and I on the call on Friday night, that fans should be looking out for, listening for?
We have 2 returning all-conference players. Brady Benish is a senior. He is a 1,000-point scorer for us already. He's got school records of 11 threes in one game type stuff. So one of the elite shooters, I think, in the state. Colin Christian played for us as a sophomore last year. He's starting, and he's our other double-figure scorer, just a really strong kind of downhill attacker of the basket. He was a good receiver on our football team too, so you guys may remember his name. We have a freshman who starts for us, Jenner Wellman, who's going to be a terrific player, already is. Kind of a 5'11" point guard that just really has a knack for making plays and getting his hands on balls and being in the right spot. So, there's a lot of other players. Ashton Winger is our 5th starter that is kind of getting healthy from some football injuries and gives us a lot of like toughness inside and rebounding.
Yeah, how many football players did you have? You had a pretty successful team, and I'm sure there's some carryover success there to the basketball court. Yeah,
I think we only had 3 kids in our whole program that weren't in a fall sport, whether it be soccer or football. Nice. So, we really do have kids playing every sport in Lake Mills, and, they're training together, they're competing in lots of different sports, and we do a good job, I think, as an athletic department, sharing our players and making sure that we can coordinate, here's when football activities are in the summer, here's when basketball stuff are, so we don't make them choose and allow them to do that.
So you get another Benish, Cam, a sophomore. Yep. How many Benishes have you had through the years? It seems like every year he's got to have a team on it.
This is the last one, and their father, Ryan, has been my assistant for my entire tenure at Lake Mills, so 14 years. You guys may remember his father, Ron, longtime Beaver Dam coach.
You bet.
He's in the Hall of Fame, too. So, unfortunately, their last child is a daughter, but she'll be a good basketball player, too. She's a good little athlete.
Well, since their dad is on the bench with you, normally I ask, is it nice to finally not have to, be like, Benish, what are you doing? Kind of a thing. But since he's on the bench, I won't ask you to, or have you answer that.
I just yell it out in my sleep. Benish, get back. Those types of things.
See, and then too, we've talked to coaches who have finally had that last one graduate, and they're like, there's moments where you see the same number, and they're like, oh wait, that's not actually Benish or whoever. So you'll have that to look forward to once Cam finally graduates as well.
Charlie and AJ performs at Underless from them. Every small town kind of has those families that go through. I know we always laugh about the Sauk Prairie team too. I mean, Dennis, you've seen their roster. There's all these Brian Eggs, and there's 100 duplicate names on the roster every year. So
and none of them are related.
Yeah, I know. That's what Sean always says.
Yeah, I was that the game against Sauk Prairie. They've come out. They beat Mount Horeb in overtime, and that was a big win for you early.
Yeah, I said so too. I said, that's going to be one of the better teams we play all season. They're going to win a ton of games, and those three guards they have are a handful to deal with when Otis gets going and Baden gets going, and then you have Lincoln getting downhill with whatever handed he is. They just are always in attack mode, which is tough to deal with.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for the time, and good luck with your game on Tuesday against New Glarus, as well as then your game across the street against Lakeside Lutheran on Friday.
We'll see you Friday night.
Yeah, appreciate the coverage, you guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Again, that was the head coach of the Lake Mills L-Cats, Steve Hicklin, who is getting ready for their game against New Glarus, but then the game that Dennis and I will be on the call for this Friday against their rivals just across the street in Lakeside Lutheran.
See, I go back, my Cap Times days. Mm-hmm. It was that was a great rivalry, and it wasn't until the pandemic, our station never really thought much about the Capital Conference. And the first time I think you or Jesse or whatever, oh my God, this is great. And like he said, 2 games you can guarantee standing room only. And what's cool is the sportsmanship and the respect. It is a healthy rivalry, and because these kids all grow up playing and like in youth basketball together. Then one's the private, and one's the public school. Mm-hmm. So to have that kind of competition in town is pretty cool. But again, maybe come up with the Culvers. There's a sponsor for you.
We might have to try and figure out something since they have the Slider Bowl for football. We'll come up with something to name it before Friday. As that was our Midwest Financial Group coaches profile. The lineup at Midwest Financial Group consists of coaches for your financial world, organizing the players on your personal team. Behind every great team is a great coach. Let the Midwest Financial Group be yours for your financial planning needs. Head to mfgteam.com to get started today. Advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, a registered investment advisor. We have one more segment left to go here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. It'll be our PrepMania On Deck. We'll look ahead to the 3 broadcasts that we'll have on our ESPN Madison YouTube channel coming up next here on Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
You're listening to Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, breaking down more from this week in area high school sports next on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game
winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Come see what the buzz is all about at Madison Axe, Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Enjoy 8 lanes of axe throwing, interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard with 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Perfect for date night, groups, corporate meetings, or private events. Madison Axe is your destination for all things fun. Throw it, nail it, celebrate. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
You have to be smarter and more nimble and more forward-thinking than everyone else, which means you can't be dead last in adding something that is rudimentary in the NIL thing. I'm glad the Badgers are doing it, and I hope this isn't too little too late for the Mac and Fickle era, but what in God's name were we doing the last few years?
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias, streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Hey, it's Jim Rutledge, and if you're like me, you want to look good, feel good, and still enjoy life. That's why I go to Carbon World Health. Whether it's recovery after a long week, boosting energy, or getting your fitness dialed in, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez and his team have you covered. And now, they've got a new med spa in Sun Prairie that has everything you need to look as good as you feel. Carbon World Health isn't just a gym, it's a total wellness experience. Visit carbonworldhealth.com to learn more.
This is ESPN Wisconsin and ESPNWisconsin.com.
Wrapping up Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly, I'm Hunter Vaughn. With me, the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau. Thank you again to the head coach of Lake Mills, Steve Hicklin, for joining the Dean and I as a part of our Midwest Financial Group Coaches Profiles. If you missed any of that interview or any of the show and you want to listen back to it, or you can watch it back on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our content going forward, or you can listen back to it on the ESPN Wisconsin app or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. They have a reputation for winning. Their experienced, powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There's never a fee until they win your case. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people and state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. One call.
That's all.
That's right. It's now time for our PrepMania On Deck, where we look ahead to the upcoming week and broadcasts that we have. Normally we try to pick our broadcast and then a game that each of us are going to be doing, but we have 3 PrepMania broadcasts this week, Dennis. Tuesday, you and Riley Yauk are going to be over in Middleton for Stevens Point and Middleton girls basketball game. Should be a great game. Stevens Point, one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, they're 3-time conference champs under Coach Janelle McCarvo, who's all-state player there, and she also played at Minnesota in WNBA. And then, yes, Rashard Griffith, former Badger coach in Middleton. It should be a good matchup. Stevens Point's ranked in the top 10. Middleton is not. So right now the favorite will be the Panthers in that one.
Yep. And then on Thursday night, Pablo Iglesias and I are going to be up at the Ice Pond in Wanakee for boys hockey. Wanakee Middleton Hockey Night in Madison premieres. So Pablo and I are super excited for that. And
Just
then Friday, yep, you and I will be over in Lake Mills for Lake Mills Lakeside Lutheran. That does it for Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly. Zimbrick Honda's been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Browse their car selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda. We've got games on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be back for PrepMania Weekly on Monday. For the Dean and our producer, Owen Dimful, I'm Hunter Vaughn. This has been Zimbrick Honda's PrepMania Weekly.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule.